All right. So we've got David in Colorado who's calling in to tell us that they had an experience. They were visited by an angel who forbid them to cut their hair or have kids. You want?
Yes. How are you guys today? Very honored to be here. Thank you.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you about my experience back in 1994, and I've had many experiences since then. But
well, let's just stick with.
I was.
Let's just stick with one experience because we're going to have lots and lots of questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
And you say this was back in 1994?
Yeah, back in 1994, I was about 20 years old and enjoying life as a normal person. I was born into Christian family, but I struggled to believe on faith and faith alone, you know. But one day I was with my cousin and we were partying and doing the things, 20-year-olds do.
What kind of partying?
How were you partying? Yeah. Great minds think alike, man.
We were drinking. We were out late that night and came home, I don't know, 2 o'clock or something in the morning, and just kind of passing out on the couch or whatnot. And the room lit up. It became soft pink, like orange color. I don't know, a real soft color, but the room lit up. And I said to my cousin, do you notice that light, how the room has lit up? And after that, I began to see a vision while hearing a voice speak to me. And the vision I saw was Jesus, I suppose, a man who was about like 10 foot tall.
Hang on.
Bigger than life.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So you say you have a vision of someone, Jesus, you suppose, is 10 foot tall. When you say vision, I want to understand what you were experiencing here, because you're in a room that turned pink or had a pinkish hue to it. Did you see a vision in the sense of like, here's an actual physical solid 10-foot person standing here in the room? Or was it more like a transparent apparition? Or was it like watching a television or some sort of movie? Or was there a portal that opened to another world?
No, more like watching a movie or television. Seeing what looked like this giant man walking amongst millions and millions of people. And
was the television on?
No, the television wasn't on. This is something I seen, I guess, in my mind.
Okay. Now, did you see it with your eyes or did you see it in your mind?
Well, I thought I was kind of seeing it with my eyes, but I was the only one who's seen it or experienced it, because after all the experience happened, I looked at my cousin and said, wow, can you believe that?
Okay, so now...
I had no idea it happened.
So let's say Johnny and I were in the same room, and I said to him, are you seeing this? And Johnny says, what? And I start describing what I'm experiencing, and he says he doesn't see it.
Right.
How do I know that I'm actually having an experience with some sort of being as opposed to just having a strong delusion?
Well, I struggled with that for 20 years. That very question and very thing. And I guess what I had to come to conclusion or figure out on my own was, did that really happen? Was that truly happen, or did I imagine it, or was it the effects of alcohol or whatnot? But I do know.
And how did you conclude that it wasn't the effects of alcohol and whatnot?
I don't know. At the end of the vision, I wasn't drunk anymore. I was completely sober, in the same state of mind, sound mind.
So you had a profound experience that might reveal the existence of supernatural beings, and you kind of just, well, I guess it was a vision. You didn't spend the rest of your life dedicating yourself to the study of paranormal psychology, the effects of drugs and alcohol upon the system. You just kind of said, well, I guess it was a vision from Jesus or someone like that.
No, I did everything you said there. That's the thing. In the vision, I was given some instructions. You know, I'm watching Jesus walking through millions of people, and all the people are, I want to touch you. I see you. I want to touch you. And great joy and happiness. And then this voice began to speak, not the vision or the man in the vision, but a different voice outside of myself. And it said, you know, one day you're going to tell the world Jesus is coming. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm an ignorant man, and I don't know anybody. And there's no way anyone in this world would ever listen to me. I know that's the truth. The angel said, don't worry about it. You do it anyway. I said, well, what will I say? You know, he said, you're going to go through a journey through a wilderness. Not to cut your hair and don't cut your beard. Don't buy homes and land or get attached to any of the things of this world. But when you come out of the end of that journey, I will meet you on the top of a mountain.
When is the journey going to end?
I don't know. 2012.
2012. You were met at the top of a mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, did you go hiking in 2012? Okay. And
I actually was elk hunting. I was elk hunting, and we got an elk all through 2011. I'm struggling with, am I going to go tell the world? What am I going to do?
David,
am I going to do this thing for you?
David. So you tell me that in 1994 you had a vision, and that for 20 years until 2014, you doubted whether or not it was a real vision. Well, you said 20 years. Right. So now we're back to 2011.
Well, excuse me. Okay. Well, in 2011, I began asking God, praying.
So, okay.
For him to.
So.
For him to come and tell me what to do.
Stop. In 1994, you had a vision, and somewhere in 2011 or 2012, you were met on a mountaintop to fulfill this vision, according to what was said?
Well, that's the thing. I'm fulfilling his word even now.
No.
You're very familiar with Isaiah 55, right?
David, the issue, I'm trying to understand this story. So in 1994, you have a vision, and a voice tells you, don't cut your hair, don't have kids, don't buy property. You're going to go on a journey through a forest, and then I'm going to meet you at the top of a mountain. So, did you ever cut your hair?
I did. I cut my hair. I got married and had children. And
you cut your hair. You cut your hair. You got married. You had kids. Did you get a house? Did you get a house?
No, I never did. No, never did buy anything.
So you disobeyed the vision. Did you go through the woods and end up at the top of a mountain?
Journey through the wilderness, and yes, I did. Meet the Lord again on the top of the mountain.
And then what happened at the top of the mountain?
Well, I was there, and I was taking a leak, praying in the middle of the night, praying to God, asking him once again to prove what happened to me in 1994 was real and trustable, so that I could go out with confidence doing what he asked me.
But you didn't do it
from after.
But you hadn't done what he asked.
Yeah, you failed the test. You cut your hair and you had kids.
Yeah, I know. I did that. Right. And
why?
then,
it must not have been very
convincing. Well, I wasn't sure.
So
I needed more evidence.
Yeah, David, here's the thing. Supposedly, God or a messenger from God tells you, don't cut your hair, don't have kids, you're going to go on a journey, and then I'm going to meet you at a mountain, and then you're going to be telling people, you were going to be the spokesperson to tell them about Jesus. and you disobey all of that.
No, I was going to tell.
You disobey.
Did I?
You disobey.
Did I?
You cut your hair, right?
Sure.
Isn't that disobeying what you were told to do?
Well, God tells you not to lie. Did you disobey?
God's never told me shit. God has never told me shit in my entire life.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if I thought that God told me something, if I was convinced that God told me something, I would probably do it. However, the issue here is God said, you do these things, and then I'm going to make you my spokesperson. But you didn't do those things. So why would God make you a spokesperson?
No. He didn't. He didn't say do these things, and then I will make you a spokesperson. He didn't say that.
Why did he not want you to do those things?
When you come out of the wilderness, I'll meet you on the top of the mountain.
Okay, I don't
tell you what to say.
I genuinely don't care.
Man, I don't think we can go into this.
That's the great thing about it is I have witnesses.
You have what?
I have witnesses.
Witnesses to what? What you just said, that you were in a room and nobody else saw this.
Well, I haven't even told you my story, because every time I begin to tell you my story, you interrupt.
How long do you think this?
You don't even know what the story is.
How long do you think this program is?
I don't know. You've been there for years. I've been watching you for years.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let you talk for years. And we've been going at it for quite a while here. And now you're telling me you haven't even told me the story. What's the story?
Because every time I try, you interrupt me.
That is bullshit,
David.
That is
you
blatant.
Need to practice storytelling skills.
That
Have
is
you ever read Isaiah 55?
I've read the entire.
Have you ever read Isaiah 55?
I've read the entire Bible multiple times.
I believe you.
Are you going to tell us the story, or am I hanging up?
Here I am.
Am I telling?
Here I am. I'm David.
Interrupt me one more fucking time. Are you going to tell us the story, or am I hanging up?
Well, I'll tell you the story. I was there on the top of the mountain, and I began to prophesy to my son about death, speaking to him of what it was like to encounter a dead body. And where that came from, I don't know. Why we were talking about that, I don't know. But I do know somehow, some way, I was preparing him to experience death as his mother died on September 22nd, a few weeks later. And he was there in her presence when that happened. On September 22nd, Jesus appeared to me.
Was she sick?
Huh? Was he sick?
Was she ill? Okay.
No.
Okay.
How did she
die? She
die?
died from an overdose of pills. I don't know. She wasn't living with me. We had been separated for many years at the time, but he had stayed the night over her house for the weekend.
I'm curious as to what the point of this story is. You're with your son, and out of the blue, you decide to talk a little bit about death, something that you acknowledge you don't have any understanding of, and this benefited him when his mom died. What the hell does this have to do with a God?
Yeah. That's the thing. God speaks in the beginning, everything that's going to happen, and then it happens. See, I don't believe in free will. I'm the guy who believes in God, who creates everything, and everything in the universe knows what he did when he created it. So I agree that he knew you were going to come, and he knew what you would be.
Did God know you were going to call in? Did God know you were going to call into the show?
I don't know. I don't know. God says to you in Isaiah 55, look, I've made David a witness.
You just said that God knew, David, you just said that God knew everything. From the time he created you, he knew everything. So did he know you were going to call into the show today?
Probably did.
Probably
guiding my steps.
All right, we're done.
Maybe he is guiding me.
Yes, no.
We're done. Probably he did, maybe he did, whatever. If your God knows you're calling into the show and doesn't prepare you, he's preparing you for failure. And if you're getting messages from a God and you haven't bothered to ask God what you should say when you call into the show, you have prepared for failure. But
it was a dry well, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And it sucks because it would have been, oh, here's a vision. And so it's like, oh, you keep interrupting me. No, sir, you told the story. We asked clarifying questions. We let you tell all of the story. And the whole point is of everything else that happened. The vision is irrelevant because what the vision told you to do, you didn't do. And then when you get to the fruition point of it, it's one day I was on a hill with my son, and for reasons I don't understand, I talked about death, and this helped him deal with his mom's death a couple weeks later. This has nothing to do with a God.